and the results were amazing.
Oh, yeah, man. Woo! That is super cool.
And here you can see the air drawn over the leading edge.
Whew, I love the fog display, but wait until you see this wing in the dark.
When powered up, the wing glows an eerie corona purple, and time exposures do it complete justice.
At this point, I just wanted to see the wing move, but providing freedom of movement for such a small section of wing that's still attached to its power source was going to be really difficult. So after a few too many cups of bean water, I came up with something that not only provides freedom of movement, but also the measurement of thrust and velocity.
So, a balance point, an armature, power source and high voltage modules, and ionic thrust wing, able to move freely from the ground and ready to be tested.
Let's give it a try. Oh, yeah. It's working. It's working. This is really, really interesting. God, this is so useful to see. This is so interesting to watch. It's going around and around. That's a success.
At max speed, it reached just under 60 RPM, and with a circumference of 2 meters, that's 2 meters per second.
Not quite fast enough to fly, but this is only a 12 centimeter section of wing with the wind resistance of 50 centimeters of armature. So essentially, this goes 2 meters per second while dragging along dead weight, which, as I discovered, is really painful to stop. Oh, that hurt really bad.
Okay, here's the magic. Excluding the 202 grams from the base, the armature weighs 522. 75 grams of that is the arm itself, and the rest split between two masses, one being 175 and the other 231, plus a balance weight. They both rotate about an offset center, with one arm being 29 centimeters and the other being 22. The wing's final velocity is 2 meters per second after 12 seconds of force being applied. I tried to calculate the thrust for over an hour, and after a few close attempts, ChatGPT had it pinned at 44 grams. Honestly, I went through tons of iterations, and this wing segment can be improved further. For example, using a higher current power source will increase velocity output, and using wire instead of razor blades will shave off more weight.
I plan to incorporate these changes when I build out the full ionic thrust wing. Make sure you subscribe to be kept up to date, and leave your thoughts on this video down below because I love the feedback. I'd like you to ask yourself, is it possible we're on the precipice of a new era of flight? A solid state airplane. It's something that I'm super passionate about, and I totally believe it's possible. And because of that, we have to try. Thank you for watching, and you stay classy.
הרגעים האלה כשקמים בבוקר ליום חדש, מאפשרים לעצמנו לעצור לרגע, להתמקד בעצמנו, רגעים שמאפשרים לנו להתמודד עם היום בצורה טובה יותר. זה הרגע שבו אפשר להתחיל את היום עם מחשבה אחת. זה הזמן שלי.
הגעתי לשוק הכרמל עם שטרות אמיתיים ומזויפים. אני הולך לשחק עם המוכרים את המשחק אמיתי או חובה. כל מוכר שיזהה את השטר האמיתי יטיל עליי משימה, אבל אם הוא לא יזהה את השטר, אני אטיל עליו משימה. יאללה, בואו נתחיל כבר. אם אתה צודק, אני אוכל בננה. אם אתה טועה, אתה אוכל בננה.
אין בעיה, אני אוהב בננה.
אוהב בננה. אוקיי, רק דבר אחרון קטן זה בננה דבש. אוכל מה ילדות?
בננה דבש?
דבש. הנה השטר.
אני חושב שזה אמיתי.
אמיתי! זה כוכב אתה. השטר הזה ידידי הוא מזויף מהיסוד, רק נראה בצבעים, אבל אין לו את הניקוד הזהיר ואין לו את הפס הזוהר. שים את האופה. היתרון הוא שאתה לא תלי לא עושה, אתה שותה את זה כמו שייק, זה ישר, זה שותה. כבר 5 שניות, שתי להגיד.
הופה, מזויף.
מזויף, כמה אתה חושב מזויף?
עומד במגע, ברור שאתה נוגע
במגע,
בשטרות.
מעניין, אתה עובד עם הרבה שטרות.
כן.
אתה צודק! הוא זהור, אבל אין את הפס שעולה ויורד. לדחוס את הגוף שלי, קלט הגבינות ב5 שניות. יש שם שירותים פה באזור? רוצים להיות בטוחים, פשוט תיכנסו לאתר של בנק ישראל, תלמדו את סימני הביטחון ותוודאו שרק כסף אמיתי נכנס אליכם לארנק.
Buoyancy. It's simple, right? Light things float and heavy things sink. Well, it's actually not as simple as it may at first appear, because buoyancy is more to do with how much water is being displaced by an object and whether that object weighs less or more than the water that it displaces. Take this syringe as an example. As you can see, its end is bunged up to make an airtight chamber in the bottom, and currently it weighs less than the water that it displaces, and so it floats. However, if I compress the syringe and lock it in place with its dowel, it now takes up less room because the air chamber has been compressed, and so the syringe as a whole is therefore more dense. Dense enough to now weigh slightly more than the water it displaces, and so now it sinks. It's a pretty cool concept, but you might be wondering why I'm exploring it. Well, in this video, we're going to be building a submarine. This video is sponsored by KiwiCo. More about them later. A full-size submarine is designed to be more or less neutrally buoyant.